Welcome, everyone. We are live. We are live today, my beautiful friends. It's Friday. Isn't that so exciting? Oh, yes, it is. It is Friday, and we are excited because it's the weekend. It is chore weekend, okay? Every weekend is chore weekend. Who wants that? But you know how it is. Listen, today we're saying do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Scripture tells us to be ye doers of the word. Why? Because it is in the doing that we learn. It is in the doing that we comprehend, we understand. It is in the doing that we gain our confidence. It is in the doing when we know ourselves, learn ourselves. It is in the doing. You see, sometimes we go out and we look for information. Sometimes we go out and we read book after book after book after book, but we don't do. And that is why every morning I remind us to do it again. What are you doing? What do I mean when I say do it again? What is it that you're possibly doing? You see, with the manifestation community, they think that it is just, it's about meeting your basic needs and, paying your bills and always being able to get that money. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see where they're focused? And so then they end up being focused on doing a technique or doing this or doing that. But the thing is, in all you're doing, are you living? There is such an unnecessary anxiety that comes in the manifestation community because of what they're focused on, what their mental state is. And sometimes it usually has its root in desperation because we forget to live. That's why. If you're busy living, because you must remember, we always are manifesting. When you get up in the morning and you go somewhere, you have to think about that. You thought about it, you went out, and you did it. You manifested it. But people still think that manifestation has to do with some kind of woo-woo and magic and whatever. No, it is natural everyday living. The moment you say, what am I going to have for supper? What do I feel like eating? The moment you begin to ask yourself that, the gears in your mind begin to turn. And you become, your taste buds start to do something, and you're like, ooh, I feel like, dot, dot, dot. Ooh, I feel like this. Ooh, I feel like that. And you begin to feel a particular way. And then what do? Eat what you feel like. One, or two, you say, oh my God, I really would love that, but my diet, right? And then you do what? Eat according to your mood. You manifested it. It's nothing beyond anything. It is everyday living. That's what we're doing, living every single day. And the things that we think about the most are the things we live out over and over and over and over. So what are you going to do? You're going to get up every day. So long as there's breath in your body and you are aware that you are here, let me say it to you this way. Wherever you are aware of being, so long as you are aware of your own existence, well then, live wherever you are. We just happen to be here at this present time. So that's what you do. You do it again. It's okay to be worried. It's okay to fret. But in your fretting, remember what the law says. It says the all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. Or, the way Neville so poetically puts it, imagining creates reality. Imagining creates reality. He also says, imagination creates reality. So imagining and imagination, to imagine is the verb. Imagination is the noun. But they're both telling you that something is doing something. Who's the something? You are. So don't fret about, am I getting it right? Dude, you're living. That's what's right. You're alive. But what if it sucks, Angela? Do you know why it would suck? Because you're thinking of all the things that suck. Obviously. So what am I supposed to think about then? What am I supposed to be doing with my day or my life? What you want. But I can't do what I want. Do you know where you do it all the time? Do you know where you're constantly doing it all the time? In your mind's eye. Well, Angela, I don't want to do it in my mind's eye. I want to do it in reality. Yeah, but if you don't do it in your mind's eye, you cannot do it in reality. Oh, but Angela, that's cruel. No, it is not cruel. Let go of that judgment of it being cruel. And comprehend what you're doing. Comprehend what happens. Everything in existence that you and I interact with started where? In the mind of someone. You see it? The car you're driving started out as a concept. If you go to any car show, there's always a concept car. Do you understand that? A concept car, meaning it's just an idea that somebody was toying around with in their mind's eye, and they said, let me build it. Let me build a prototype. Where do you think that prototype originated? In their imagination. A chef, same thing. They were walking by and saw passion fruit, or smelled passion fruit rather, smelled guava, and the smell so enticing, they said, ooh, what can I do with that? And they start to get ideas in their mind's eye. And because they have a keen sense of taste and smell, because they're a chef, they begin to taste and smell what they want to create. But where are they tasting and smelling it? In their mind's eye, until the dish that they want to make comes together in their mind's eye, in their imagination. Nobody knows. You're walking by someone, you don't know what they are imagining. You have no idea. Is it real? To them it is. It will become real to you once they give birth to it. So you see, that's the part we tend to gloss over that part, go, that's irrelevant. No, that is the most relevant part of your existence that you create mentally. And because you love what you created mentally, it will begin to show up in your world, not by magic. You'll put your hands to it and it'll unfold, because you have to put your hands to it. Listen, if I didn't make that soup, I wouldn't have soup for lunch today again. I had to make the soup. But the soup originated in my mind. I said, ooh, well, more like my son said, ooh, mommy, can we have soup? I said, why? It's cold outside. That's why. So you see, I wanted to make the soup because I know how much he loves it and his whole face lights up. So I made it. So did he manifest it or not? He took what was an idea inside his mind and he says, Mom, can we do this? Do you have the ingredients? That is manifesting 101. You get an idea based upon the mood. And however much, as Habakkuk 2 verse 3 would tell you, every vision has its own appointed hour. I didn't finish making that soup till 10 o'clock at night. Its own appointed hour, y'all. Some things take a shorter amount of time based upon what's going on in your world at that moment. So you see, remember what you're doing. When you get worried, I keep telling you, it's natural to be worried. Not one of us walks around and go, yeah, I'm 100% confident all day, every day. Nobody does that. That's a surefire way to put yourself in the loony bin. It's okay to fret. It's okay to worry. But in the fretting and the worrying, remember. Remember the law and what it tells you. The all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. And that way you say to yourself, oh, what am I thinking about? What am I feeling right now? And you check it and you say, you know what? Yeah, I am worried. But what am I worried about? And you list it because you have to acknowledge it. I'm telling you this on Fridays. I tell it to you every day. Because we're going to go through the weekend. And we're going to encounter people. We're going to encounter things. We're going to have experiences. And depending on the intensity of the thing you encounter, you may forget yourself. But this is a soft and gentle reminder for you that everything is all right. Oh, how can you say that? I'm under the bridge. Listen, if you fret and complain about being under the bridge, and let me tell you, I'm not telling you that from a place of being on the mountaintop, because I too was under the bridge with the insecurity of not knowing where you will live, what you will feed your child, what you will wear, what you will do for work. I know about that. And for those of you who've been in this space with me long enough, you know I was the one rocking in the corner crying about it. Yeah, I did that. And when I was done, I said, okay, what you want now? What are you going to do now? And right there, I applied the law. And when I applied the law and I turned on my iPad again and I looked, bam, right what I said I was looking for, there it was. And the funny thing happened. You can call it a coincidence if you want, but it wasn't a coincidence. Because if I had stayed any longer in that corner, I would have missed. So what I'm telling you from experience. I'm telling you from experience. It is okay to panic and to, freak out. It's okay. It's okay. But our security does not come from things on the outside. Our security comes from the ability, well, from the knowledge and the ability to apply that knowledge. That's where our security comes from. Because you know the principles. Mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, causation, and gender. You know the principles. And because you know the principles, even in the midst of your trial and tribulation, when you apply the principle, you will release yourself from where you are presently held captive. So that's why I'm telling you, do it. Do it. Do it every day. Because whatever that thing is you're entertaining and worrying and fretting about, it's okay to do it. But if you spend all of that time in the presence of that problem, it becomes like the Venus flytrap in the Rocky Horror Show, the Little Shop of Horrors. It starts to say, "Feed me, Seymour." It starts to say that because it gets bigger the more you feed it. What gets bigger the more you feed it? Whatever it is you choose to feed. And how are you feeding it? With your thoughts. So what do you want to grow and expand in your world? Feed that. Because here's a practical example for you then. Oh my God, I'm so worried. How's this going to turn out? I don't know what to do. I'm so scared. Who can I call to help me? Or, I'm not so sure how this thing is going to turn out, but how do I want it to go? Well, I want to come out of this thing on top. What would that feel like to me if I were on top? What would that feel like? I'd be excited. And I would be relieved. Let me tell you, I'd be relieved. Oh my God, yes. You're doing two different things there. One, you are looking at all the worst case scenarios. Two, you're looking at all the best case scenarios. Which one do you think you're going to get? The one you put the most time and effort into. But which one do you want to happen? The relief, right? Then that's how you talk to yourself. You begin to see all of the things that would bring about relief. Because what are we doing naturally? Seeing all the things anyway. All the problems, oh my God, we're either looking at that or we're either looking at the relief. So you see, you're simply living, aren't you? You're just living. Or we can pull a Jill Scott. Living my life like it's golden, right? We can pull a Jill Scott, man. So whatever that favorite song is that you've got, put it on. Right? Dance to it. Why? Because now you're changing your mood. And when you change your mood, you begin to see things differently. You hear things differently. You act differently. See? Oh, but Angela, you make it sound so easy. Girl, do you want it to be more complicated? I sure don't. I sure as heck don't want it to be any harder. I will take the easy way. I'm going to be like water. Path of least resistance. Isn't that what Bruce Lee said to do? Be like water. Why not? That's right, handsome. Be like water, he says. See? Let everything that hath breath. Everything that hath breath. You have breath, I have breath. But what is breath? Life. What is life? God. So you see what you are now? Get up and live. But live on purpose. Live on purpose. Get up and be deliberate. And like I said, it is all right that you can be upset. You can stomp. It is all right. But in the midst of that, remember. Remember. I can do this. I know the principles, so I'm going to apply it. And one of them is going to stand out to you the most. For some, it's mentalism. For others, it's correspondence, meaning as above, so below, as within, so without. For others, it's vibration. How you feel is how you'll move. Some say, well, where am I moving from and going to? That's polarity. Yeah, but what's my pattern? What's my habit? That's rhythm. If I do this, that's going to happen. That's cause and effect. And well, what about gender? Well, what am I projecting into the world? I got to bring that back to me, don't I? I got to have to give birth to that, don't I? For whatever I project into there. See? One of them will stand out to you the most. Use that one because it is in the using of the one that you apply all. Right? Because they're all one. So, you got bird song. Let us get the bowl. Now, as you hear the bowl and bird song this glorious Friday, ooh, we got Lady Saya's in the house, Bubakar is in the house, loading, loading, loading is kicking it with us. Hey, honey, Moon and Dolphin Duck, Miss McQueen, Oracle Treehouse, CM, OG, Eric, the original gangster, sorry. Happy is in the house. Listen. Oh, who's here? Big Mike is in the house. Listen. When you hear that bowl and bird song this morning, what are you going to determine for your weekend? That's where you put your thoughts. How do you want your weekend to turn out? It doesn't matter what comes. You already know what you know, and you can apply it and get yourself into or out of any situation. Now, who's got the power? Oh, who you may as well sing it. Not on YouTube though. You know how they are with their copyrights and things. But you know exactly who's got the power. See? And you just said it, didn't you? I got the power. Well, then live like it. Anyway, let me get the bull before the bird decides he's going to stop singing. Oh, snap. Let me get the bull. Hey, you done already? Listen to that baby. He's done already. Let's perk him up. Symmetric. Yay. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you all for being here. And as usual, it's still dark outside. It's still dark. Oh. Oh, yes, it is. But alas, it's all right, I suppose. Such is the rhythm, isn't it? This is a rhythm. Anyway, because that's what's happening. That rhythm, the days are now getting shorter. And it happens so subtly. You see, it's just always on, right? That's the law of rhythm. That's the principle of rhythm. We see it outside and we see it in our own lives. As within, so without, as above, so below. See? We notice that rhythm. Yep. So when you go forth this beautiful weekend, remember who has the power. You do. Tonight's lecture is the signs of the end. It's not what you think it is. But let me tell you, that's tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to fall asleep with us in the state of the wish fulfilled. Oh, indeed. That's the lecture. I remember that one because the title, right? The signs of the end. But again, it's not what you think it is. Remember, scripture is psychological. Well, the all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. And we use symbols, stories, to convey those things. Yes? Anyhow, don't let me keep y'all. Make me some cream of wheat. And because I wanted something warm for my tummy. Go ahead, Oracle Treehouse.
I was just saying, yum, yum. I love cream of wheat.
Isn't it tasty? Ooh, I remember to tell you, tomorrow is Saturday, right? And on Fanbase, we have our traditional Chinese medicine at home room. We have that. I forget what time. I do believe it is 3 p.m. And then how to be a narrator, that's at 4 p.m. They're just an hour long. But the traditional Chinese medicine is it's home remedies for certain things and common ailments, headache, hypertension, those kinds of things. So if you got something you want to, remember, it's not in place of your doctor. It isn't. What we're doing with TCM is, because that's what I studied, right, in school. And so just teaching people how to manage certain things, and if you got to go to the doctor, you know what to ask and what to expect, those kinds of things, right? Yeah, I have to say that because I'm still here on YouTube. So where's that tomorrow? That's on Fanbase. Fanbase, if you where can I post this link anyway?
At 3 p.m. Right, Angela? 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Yes.
Gotcha.
Always Eastern time. Yeah. Because the majority of you are in Eastern time. I'm not in Eastern time, but yeah. So that's what's happening there. If you want to be a part of that, because it's recorded. And so for the people who have attended, they get that copy so they can always have it. And if you have any questions, comments, remember, I need the final installment of your payments for the Barbados trip. I sent out the menu. So if you've responded to that, yay. If you haven't, come on, man. Come on. She's already extended our time. Let's get that in. And so for the ones who sent their money already, I have to go pick it up. It's still sitting there at MoneyGram or Western Union. So I got to do it on the weekend because ain't nobody got time for that during the week.
I don't, not during the week. So these are all the announcements. And yeah, that's it. So I'll see you tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for the signs of the end. Didn't Prince have a song like that? I digress. I'll see you tonight. I'll see you tonight. Fan base, you know we always end with you, so you hold on. Twitter, I love you. And thank you all for being here. Yeah, thank you all. Peace out, Twitter. Twitter is closed. YouTube and Facebook, thank you all for being here, and I'll see you tonight.